Hello, Terry here. Welcome to another video. I am at the range. This would be the Swan Creek Range near Calhoun Community College in North Alabama, and this is the first day they're open in 2023. So I thought I might come out and say hello and throw some lead down range. So today I'm going to make this short and sweet. I haven't done any shooting videos in a while, so today I'm going to do some shooting. I'm going to do a quick comparison test. Now, I've set the target up, which you can't see in this angle, but I've set the target up at 20 feet, and I'm going to do a comparison, 6 shots of my 3 different 44 caliber revolvers. And starting with, make sure that it's in. Starting with my 44 caliber Colt 1860 Army with a full 8-inch barrel. From there, we're going to go to my 1851 Navy with a 5-inch barrel called the Sheriff's model. And then from there, we're going to do 6 rounds from my little Colt 1851 Navy snub nose, for also 44 caliber. And to keep this comparison fair, all 3 firearms are loaded exactly the same. They're all firing CCI number 11 percussion caps, even out of the same package. They're all loaded with 30 grains of triple F 777. They're firing a .451 lead ball. And for lube, I'm using my homemade mixture of 3/4 lard to 1/4 beeswax. So let me get my ears on and we'll do the first shoot. So, as you can see, this is not too bad for not having warmed up. Hit it all 6 times. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them are in the kill zone, and then 2 in the black. Well, that's not too bad. Like I said, just the first shot, and I fired in months since the range has been closed. Oh, one thing I want to point out also is that this 8-inch barrel Colt Army and the Navy 5-inch barrel have been loaded for 3 months. And they have not been sitting around inside the house in a humidity and temperature controlled gun safe. I've actually been wearing them out in the forest, walking around, walking the dogs, looking for mushrooms, things like that. And going for walks around the house, going for walks around the neighborhood, rain or shine. So they've been out in the heat, in the cold, in the rain for the last 3 months. That was the one I just fired and the one I'm going to be shooting next. Okay, so I've reset. Now let's try this again. Range is good, range is hot. Let's try this again with my 1851 Navy with 4-inch barrel. Same projectile, same powder, same cap. One of the range masters just came by and reminded me that drawing from the holster here is verboten. So next one, so I took the holster off. So on this next shoot, that's what the difference is if you notice it. That's why I don't like to come here very often. Too many rules these days. Okay, now let's try the third one, and this is the Colt 1851 Navy, again 44 caliber with the 3-inch snub nose. And here we are again. This is the last 6 rounds with the 3-inch snub nose at 20 feet. Again, not bad. Several in the kill shot, but a little more variation, a little wider dispersion. I'm not sure how much of that is inherent in that shorter barrel and how much was inherent other than me having not fired a gun in 3 months. But not bad. Okay, so here I am for finishing up, and you can see from the orange that was with the 8-inch barrel. This one was me. You can see most of them actually were either in or right around the red. So those were kills. The others are a little harder to see. They're black. You can see it from here, I think. That's with the 5-inch barrel. And you can see again also, most of them are in the kill zone. That one up here out. And then the ones that haven't been marked at all are covered. The ones that haven't been covered, including this one, those are from the snub nose. So again, one wild shot, and the rest are pretty much a little high, but not too bad. Not too bad. The grouping's not too bad. Got the wild one down here and wild one up here, but all of them are in the black. So not bad. I expect over the summer I will improve. Yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, so in the truck and on my way home, I guess as you could tell from that last segment, too many old retired guys with nothing better to do. Too many gun enthusiasts eager to get out the range on the first day that it's open showed up, and the gunfire kind of got to be quite annoying. So I'm on my way out. I'm going to go home, and I'm going to go over this shoot again and try to do some editing and make some sense out of it. So stick around. Okay, I'm back. So what's the takeaway from all this? Well, first of all, I want to point something out that if you had been watching, you may have noticed, and that is that when I fired the 1860 Army and the snub nose, I fired all 6 rounds in one take. And when I fired the 5-inch sheriff's model, there's a couple of edits in it, a couple of cuts. Very good reason for that. Remember when I had said that I was wearing these guns, the 8-inch Army and the 5-inch sheriff's model, out in the open for the past 3 months. Not at the same time, obviously, but I've been wearing them on my hip, exposed to the weather, going out for walks in the forest, on the street around the neighborhood, sunshine, rain. So they've gotten rained on a few times. Well, as it turns out, that 5-inch sheriff's model actually got rained on a few more times than the Army did. And driving home thinking about it, the Army was out in the rain maybe 2 times, I think, in the past 3 months. Whereas I carried the sheriff's model more just because of the shorter barrel. It's a little lighter, a little easier to carry. And I think it got rained on maybe 4, maybe 5 times. And this is what happened. Huh, how about that? Yeah, So I took it apart, took the caps off, replaced them. So the problem wasn't the powder, the problem was the caps getting wet repeatedly over time. And this really is just something inherent in cap and ball revolvers, that if you're going to carry one for self-defense situations, you really need to be aware of. Now, why anybody would want to carry black powder for self-defense when there are so many more better conventional firearms available? Well, guess what? The world is not the United States. And in a lot of countries, a lot of jurisdictions, black powder is the only option a civilian has if they want to carry a firearm. And in fact, in the United States, even, there are some jurisdictions in which it is becoming so difficult to get and carry legally a conventional firearm that more people are turning to black powder because they can still buy and carry black powder firearms. So black powder actually in some jurisdictions in some parts of the world is making a comeback. And this is just something you want to be aware of. If you're in one of those jurisdictions and you decide to carry a black powder, or you are already carrying one, you don't have to reload them every single day like some people think. You don't have to reload them if they get wet. They will shoot in the rain. They can get rained on a couple times. The Army was rained on a couple times over a 3-month period, and it had no problems. More than that, though, with the sheriff's model, you're going to have some problems. So you just want to keep that in mind and get out and shoot them more often, or keep them dry. Remember back the saying back with the flintlocks, keep your powder dry. Well, with cap and ball, I think it's more appropriate to say keep your caps dry, because there was nothing wrong with the powder. Problem was with the caps. Now, having said that, moving on. Again, one more time, the red is from the Army, and you can see there's pretty good groupings there. You can't see the red on red, but there's several in here that I got. The black is from the 5-inch sheriff's model here. Not bad, not bad. And then the uncovered ones here at 20 feet from the snub nose. So at 20 feet, there doesn't seem to be really all of that much of a difference. The 5-inch and the 3-inch barrels do tend to shoot higher, and they shoot a little to the right. I was actually aiming down here with them. But when I did the same thing at first with the Army, it shot pretty much right where I was aiming at. So I went back on bullseye, and that's what I got right there. So it pretty much hits where it aims, at least at close range. Now you get out to 50 feet, which I've done in the past, I noticed that it does tend to shoot a little high and off to the right, just a little bit. But at close range, obviously the shorter barrels are going to have more variation, and they're going to start wandering off first. But still, that's not a bad defensive grouping at 20 feet. And when you consider that the FBI has got this 3-3-3 rule, saying that most civilian-involved self-defense shootings are resolved with 3 rounds in 3 seconds at 3 yards, 9 feet. I would modify that and say 3 yards or less, because I think the vast majority of self-defense shootings are going to be at arm's length, right? 3 feet, maybe, or even maybe right up in your face. And at that point, accuracy becomes irrelevant. It's a point and shoot situation. So, not bad for the first shooting of the year, I guess you could say, the first shooting session of the year. Oh, one more thing. Homemade percussion caps. The last time I did this video, I was using a die that would only punch out number 10 caps. Now, I personally prefer number 11. The main difference is on an 11 is a little longer, and it tends to fit tighter on the nipple, doesn't back off as easily as a number 10. But the company that was selling them, a company called 22LR Reloader, by the way, I will put the website address in the comments. They were only selling a number 10. They since went out of business selling the dies, but they're back. So if you've been looking for one of these dies and you couldn't find one, 22 LR Reloader is selling them again. And at least the last time I checked, which was a few days ago, they're selling both the number 11 and the number 10. So I'm definitely going to get a number 11 on order. If you've been looking for one, I suggest you put your order in now. You might even want to buy 2 or 3 if you can, just in case somebody else wants one later on in the future and they stop selling them again. You'll have a couple spares maybe you can help them out with. So that's coming up in a future video. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this little comparison shoot. Going to be a great year, so don't go away.